Jake Paul says Dana White is sinning against Alex Pereira. And Sean O'Malley with stubborn stance. Jake Paul and Dana White's rivalry has always been a headline grabber, with tensions simmering despite Paul's brother, Logan, having ties to the UFC boss through their prime partnership. Jake, known as El Gallo, has been relentless in calling out White for underpaying fighters, never missing a chance to take shots at the UFC's payment structure. White, in turn, has taken plenty of jabs at Paul's boxing career. But according to Jake, the UFC's biggest offense goes beyond money, it's about control. In a candid conversation with Francis Ngannou on his BS with Jake Paul podcast, the 27-year-old YouTuber turned boxer dropped a bombshell, accusing the UFC of limiting its fighters' earning potential. It's not just about what they get paid in the octagon, Paul lamented. It's about the opportunities they miss out on, the deals they could be making outside of the UFC. He pointed to fighters like Sean O'Malley, who also happens to be his business partner, believing they could generate massive revenue outside the UFC if given the freedom. For Jake, it's a fight about more than just clout, it's about giving fighters the autonomy to secure their own futures beyond the cage. And while his feud with White might seem like the usual war of words, Paul's claims hint at deeper issues within the UFC's control over its athletes. Not only that, but Jake Paul went beyond and also expressed his desire to fight Alex Pereira and the wish to see the biggest heavyweight clash that an MMA promoter can make, which is the Francis Ngannou versus Jon Jones fight. It's so sad that fights that Dana's blocking, and just the whole fight industry from UFC fighters boxing. I want to see Suga, Sean O'Malley box. I want to fight Alex Pereira. And I want to see you Ngannou versus Jon Jones, Paul told Ngannou. Additionally, El Gallo also claimed that trying to limit is nothing but wrongdoing on Dana White's part. Greed is a crazy sin, and Dana White is sinning, and it's sad to see, man, Jake Paul added. However, the 27-year-old may get his one wish fulfilled, as despite the limitations in the UFC, Alex Pereira isn't dismissing the fight that he's been offered by Paul. Alex Pereira is a big star now, and in the absence of Conor McGregor, he's somewhat carried the UFC on his back for a couple of years now. The Brazilian has mentioned wanting to box in the past, and that's where Jake Paul comes in with his offer. And guess what? Pereira is all in for the challenge, as he issued a swift response to El Gallo's boxing challenge.